Hello there, everybody. Welcome back, and I'm here to talk about Scream 2022. Now, Scream 2022 is the fifth installment in the franchise, the slasher franchise, that originally started as kind of poking fun at older classic horror movies, but quickly became not only really successful and a good franchise in its own right, but it's some of the best moments to come out of the slasher genre is from the Scream franchise. I really do like the Scream movies overall. Like, the original is a classic milestone, I feel, in horror. And I was really interested to see this movie. So I was like, let's go check it out. And the premise is that it takes place, it's in the same universe, which from the title you would think it's a reboot or restarting stuff, story-wise, because it's just as Scream, which I believe even in the movie themselves, the characters poke fun at, why do sequels do that? It just confuses the audience, naming it the same as the predecessors, which it's true, it makes no sense, but they did just that with Scream. They didn't call it Scream 5, it's literally Scream, so you have to do the 2022 in parentheses to identify it. That's that, and the original Scream 1996. It's so frustrating. I hate it when franchises do that. It makes no sense. With that aside, though, of course you have to go back to the same town where all the shenanigans happened. You have a new cast of would-be killers and survivors and all sorts of stuff. They bring back the trio, as in Neve Campbell as Sidney, Courtney Cox as Gale Weathers, and then of course you got David Arquette for Dewey. You bring back the trio, and they gotta try to solve who's the killer or killers, because usually these movies have two killers. So going into this movie, I was pretty excited, and it felt great to be in the theater again, where I was literally I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to scary movies and slashers and all that, so most of the time I was kind of like this because I don't like the jump scares and stuff, and I was nervous about who's gonna get, and all sorts of stuff, so I was really getting invested. But as I was watching the movie, which a lot of the performances I thought were really solid, it was great to see the trio back again and all that sorts of stuff, but it boiled down to, this movie was so similar in a lot of aspects to the original, whereas the opening scene with the, do you want to play a game with the girl on the phone, they do some stuff different to make it feel kind of fresh, but a lot of the stuff is still there, and they're well aware of that and poke fun at it throughout the movie, but it was still kind of a little distracted in a way. Not just that, but you had of course the just how the stuff plays out, and of course it takes place in literally the same house in the finale, the main house at the end of the first film and stuff. So it felt like they had to really go back to the roots in a lot of aspects for a lot of the sequences, and it could get kind of annoying for someone. I call it the Jurassic World effect, because Jurassic World really heavily relied on a lot of similarities to the original Jurassic Park, which makes sense because there was such a big time gap from the last Jurassic Park to the Jurassic World. I get they need to feel like we need a reason for people to come back, so we're going to do fan service, we're going to do references, we're going to do this and that, and I get it. But if you weren't a fan of, let's say, Jurassic World when they did all that, you're probably not going to be a fan of this. I was a fan of Jurassic World, but I noticed its problems, and I will acknowledge them, because a lot of people, when I've been hearing, saying that this movie's like a masterpiece and it rivals the original, which is insane to me, because this ain't even close to being nearly as good as the original. But does that mean it's a bad movie? I think not, because overall there's enough in it to make me feel justified in going to see it. You have everyone doing really solid performances, especially Jack Quaid, who is Huey from The Boys. I thought he was one of the standouts for me. I thought he was fantastic. Again, seeing Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, Dave Arquette, them coming back in their respective roles was great. The kills and slasher sequences, some of the brutal deaths and all, it really felt original in a lot of ways. It just, a lot of it felt unrealistic as like someone getting stabbed that many times somehow lives or something. It was kind of crazy because I kept thinking a lot of these people, when that happened to them, they're dead, but some of them sometimes survived from that, and I was kind of like, what? It just kind of blew my mind, because these are normal like high schoolers or teens or whatever the heck, and they're surviving crazy stuff like this. It just made no sense, but that's okay. I wasn't going into this thinking it would be some mind-bending, realistic take on if this would happen or whatever. So I was fine with it. This movie was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it overall. I understand if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine, because I have a lot of critiques about it as well, on how it isn't as original as it thinks and wants it to be. The scenarios that the characters find themselves in is kind of ridiculous and so forth, but I still thought it was an entertaining movie. I enjoyed watching it, and those are my thoughts on Scream 2022. What'd y'all think of the film? If you saw it, please let me know down below in the comment section. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with any of my points? And if you want to hit the subscribe button and the bell as well to get notified on when I upload, that would be amazing. And again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!